Hi folks, I'm Pete and I'm a trance medium. That is, I go into trance, conscious trance, but not today, not that I'm aware of. Um, these sessions are for spiritual development, but they're also for entertainment purposes only, so just be aware of that. This blog, it's coming from my earlier this vlog is coming from my earlier blogs, and this one relates back to May the 25th, 2024. Now, these are out of routine in some ways because I tell you what the problem is. I don't have mobile phone access, which means I'm limited to 14 or 15 minutes, I think, per vlog because I can't get on to YouTube and expand the time. So I've been making these just little minis. All being well, in a couple of weeks, I'll be going over to Friends again for another circle. And I'm hoping we'll be able to get me lined up for that. But in the meantime, I'm just doing short ones again. As I say, this is going back to the 25th of May, 2024. And it was a circle that we had in last year, actually, on the 4th of April, 2023. And this, pardon me, this was relating to, we've been getting information from our guidance in the circle, and then we started to put it together how do we explain it? After the event, I started putting it up and trying to write it together. And this is the blog, as I say, it's blog 194, and the references below. So the circle itself started with questions as to who or what was behind the UFO and ET sightings. Now, I've been asking this for a long time, and one of the members of the group has said to me, "Oh, but you just don't believe." And it's not that I don't believe, it's just that there's too much that doesn't make sense to me. We're hearing of the occasional situation where an ET has done something rather frightening to humans, but they are few and far between. But we have seen heaps of cases of these UFOs and very little sighting of the people or the contents. So it was sort of in that contents that we had this get together, as I say, and I started writing this up. So this one was actually, as from the transcript, we asked what were the UFOs and what were ETs, and our spirit friend said there are so many different genres under the term UFO and ETs, and we asked for clarification. And they then said, well, how can we explain what is to come to those waiting for the return of Jesus? Action speaks louder than words. So what they were saying is we've got everyone out there in the world that's waiting for this, well, not everybody, quite a few, waiting for the Saviour to come. And there is no Jesus coming, as we've said in other blogs, Spirit has said in other blogs. You notice it'll become our, I, because it's a combination. They'll come in whenever they want to, and I won't stop them. So asking for clarification. I'm not the best reader either, by the way. Dyslexic like you wouldn't believe. So does that mean that here in this circle, we can't have any answers? And our spirit friend said, when we speak through any channeler in any form, it becomes public. That is, the information is immediately released on the spiritual ethers. And as there are ears that are connected to unclean hearts, the information has to be limited so as to prevent further mistrust amongst humanity. To put simply, what they were saying was people out there have not been told what they should have been told about sightings. I mean, you've only got to go on to any of the YouTube stories about ETs and UFOs, about how America has covered up. Well, have they covered up or haven't they? And it should never have been a situation where people had that doubt. any government should be truthful to its people and to the world, especially in the case of America with such a power over the world. America is the world. It dictates, it controls the world. There's nothing that individual governments can do that can go against the American system and government. Not actually the government itself as much as the backers and the finances, irrespective of political parties. So what the spirit guides were saying to this is, you can't expect this all to be given out to you. Yeah, okay, this is the facts, blah, 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 without having absolute, people are disappearing. We don't know if that's a fact or not, but there's stories of people disappearing who have found anomalies and have broadcasted them. So until the people can get to a point of accepting we're willing and ready to listen, our spirit friends are not going to come through. And of course I'm reading over here on my, what's that, your left? My right? Left, I think. Whatever. Ambidextrous. So the next bit was, we see the entities, the UFOs, etc., yet we can't know what they are. And spirit friends again say, these appearances are there to make humanity think beyond the dots. More sightings and appearances will come over the next 20 to 30 years. There is a connection between ETs and orbs. Between ETs and orbs, but they were rather succinct in that, because in other blogs and information we've got, they're also saying that orbs are not necessarily a good thing because of density. So it was sort of everything they gave us, and this is what, 12 months ago, more than 12 months ago, everything was to sort of keep us on our toes, and it was sort of like, well, can't you give us more? Can't you give us anything else? Which, of course, is what we kept on asking. Can spirit manifest in human form? And is spirit manifesting already amongst us? Now, this was the curly ball. The spirit friends turned to a higher power, a higher level, and they call it the Spirit Council. And then the Spirit Council came back and said, Spirit has already started reincarnating and manifesting into the physical world, but not necessarily in human form. And that was the beginning of a number of blogs that I have written. They're all there for you to see. And I'm hoping I'll be able to get through when we start this longer vlogs. I'm hoping to have more time there. But as you can see, I'm dodging down all the time to see the time, because I've only got, so far, I've got 8 minutes up. Well, double that and my time's up. Well, yeah, not even that, my time's up. So I'm having to be very limited and very restricted. But I'll do the best I can with what I've got. The Circle then said, there is much written about the experiences of others concerning orbs, ETs and UFOs in books, social media and similar experiences. Are they real or stories from vivid imaginations? And our spirit friends answered, a direct question to you all. How were these photographs or orbs created and by whom? Where did they come from and what are their purposes? Turn away from human explanations and turn to the source within. We are more than happy to answer questions via a medium, but that is not the source. But that is not, where am I? I missed a line. Okay. That is not our purpose. We are here to educate, broaden, surprise your consciousness, because the source is within. Now, the whole centering of everything that they've been saying is, one, start meditating. I'm not talking about the deep heavy stuff. It's take time to get away from the humdrum of the world. Sit quietly and just allow your mind to be at peace. And that's going back to the other blogs I've already done. Go and have a look at those concerning meditations, etc. But what they're trying to say is, we can't get to you. We in spirit can't get to you humanly because the source is not available anymore. You don't have The ones of the old who were able to go around on the street corners and tell you the truth. Everything's coming through media, and the media is completely controlled. Even this is being controlled. You can see I've got a puppeteer behind the chair. No, I'm trying to be as genuine as possible by being honest. So our spirit friends are saying, in a way they're sort of not saying, but what they're saying is we can't get to you via this media, via this process. We can't get to you via this. We've got to get to you inside. That's where truth lies and lives. And so the whole basis is to say we need you to listen more to in here so that we can give you this information. Okay, so you get that information, as I have over my 70, well, not that many years doing psychic work, but at least 40. How do I know it's the truth? How do I know that's the reality? How do I know it's just my imagination? You do what I did. Nearly 200 blogs now that I've written down whatever I've got, and it developed. It became stronger and stronger. Now, I'm not saying that all of you do the same thing, to sit down and write, but why not? Or take notes. The most important thing to remember is the source of information now, currently, outside of us humans, is contaminated, no matter where you go. You've only got to look at the American presidential election that's coming up, and this is, I think I might have told you, I mightn't have. I'm recording this on the 17th of June, 2024. And we've got an evil nutcase standing against an old man. Well, the two of them are old. Well, I don't know. Donald Trump is a couple of months older than me. But I'd never stand to be a president. I mean, come on. You need the young bloods to come up and start doing this. But you've got this whole system where the old and the aged are running America from what we remember from the 60s and the 50s. Come on, wake up. We need a change. We need to grow. We need to go forward. And that's not going to come from being informed from external. So each and every one of you that are watching this, do yourself a favour. Now, there's not a lot of you, so you should be able to get some work done. Get out there, get into your own privacy and start a regular meditation. In that meditation, you basically do the 3-5 meditation. You're basically sitting there and relaxing. Once you've done the meditation, then say, I don't know what you guys want for me in my life or what you have for the world, but instead of me sitting here and, as you're saying, sitting here and asking, what can you give me to... I'd just like you to give us some idea of what it is you, up here, in here, up here. Remember that one? In here, up here? What you want for me to know, or what you want of the world to know. That is what we're looking for. That's what we should be looking for, at least. Okay, it's another mini. I've probably got a minute left, but enough to say it's sort of, I'm sorry I have to rush them, or I have to clip them, and that's a disaster too, as you probably saw. This one's a direct, and I'm coming up to about 4 minutes. So just to say thank you all for those who are coming. I'm starting to get quite a few numbers. This is number 9. I hope to have this one to you after the Split Soul blogs. There's 2 of those coming up, coming up. But as far as this one's concerned, have a look through the list. In time, I'm working on it. In time, I'll have an index. So you'll be able to go to the index and be able to find them all. But that's a lot of work, and I haven't got a lot of time to do it. 14 minutes and 12 seconds. Thanks so much for putting up with me. I very, very much appreciate it. Hopefully I'll catch up with you next blog. Pete.